Who knew that behind Disney's squeaky clean image were stars destined to become queer icons? Today, we're diving into 5 unforgettable Disney alums who transformed from child stars into symbols of LGBTQ+ power, pride, and fascination. Some have come out proudly waving the rainbow flag. Others have simply become beloved by the queer community thanks to their vibe, style, and unapologetic charm. From sweethearts who shattered expectations to heartthrobs with a queer following they never saw coming, these stars have carved out a special place in pop culture and in our hearts. Stick around because by the end of this video, you just might find yourself standing a Disney face you never expected. Quick shout out, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country below, we're reading every comment. And don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight. Cole Sprouse, the rebel with queer appeal charm. Cole Sprouse has come a long way since his days as the mischievous Cody Martin on The Sweet Life of Zac and Cody. Once the adorable Disney kid cracking jokes in hotel hallways, Cole has transformed into a full-fledged Hollywood heartthrob, and perhaps surprisingly, an unexpected gay icon. While Cole has never identified as LGBTQ+, his journey into adulthood has earned him a loyal queer following. A huge part of that comes from his chameleon-like ability to shift between the edgy, the romantic, and the vulnerable. With his dark, brooding role as Jughead Jones on Riverdale, Cole stepped into a new chapter of his career, one marked by angsty monologues, tortured stares, and a rebellious aesthetic that immediately resonated with queer fans craving complex outsider characters. But it's not just his characters that strike a chord. Off-screen, Cole has cultivated a persona that feels refreshingly fluid, playful, and anti-toxic masculinity. His fashion choices flirt with androgyny. Think rings, painted nails, bold patterns, and a vintage meets modern vibe that refuses to be boxed in. Whether he's starring in a moody photo shoot or goofing around on Instagram, Cole gives off a soft masculinity energy that queer audiences often gravitate toward. He's not afraid to poke fun at himself, challenge rigid gender expectations, or lean into tenderness. And in today's pop culture, that's powerful. Adding to his queer appeal is Cole's sense of humor and outspoken nature. He's candid in interviews, witty on social media, and never shies away from calling out the industry's absurdities. This self-awareness has made him relatable to LGBTQ+ fans who often navigate the tension between performance and authenticity. When someone feels like they're in on the joke, whether it's about fame, gender, or rebellion, they become magnetic, and Cole has mastered that balance. It's also worth noting the twin effect. Alongside his brother Dylan, Cole grew up in the public eye, but his personal trajectory has been distinct. While Dylan leaned into entrepreneurship, Cole leaned into art, philosophy, and reinvention. He's spoken openly about mental health, taken breaks from acting to focus on himself, and even pursued photography as a serious passion. That vulnerability, that willingness to pull back the curtain, has deepened his connection with fans who value honesty over polish. While Cole has never labeled his sexuality, his energy, style, and openness have made him a beacon in queer spaces. He may not wave the rainbow flag himself, but he's part of a generation of male stars reshaping masculinity, challenging stereotypes, and expanding what it means to be desirable and relatable across all audiences. Drop a 1 if you grew up watching Cole on Disney, or type icon if you love his glow-up today. Zac Efron, from high school heartthrob to queer icon. It's hard to think about Disney Channel's golden era without picturing Zac Efron. Bursting onto the scene as Troy Bolton in High School Musical, Zac quickly became every teenager's crush. Charming, athletic, and with a voice that had the world singing along to Breaking Free. But while he may have started as a Disney sweetheart, Zac's evolution over the years has turned him into something no one quite saw coming: an unexpected gay icon. Zac has never publicly identified as LGBTQ+, but his relationship with the queer community is undeniable. Part of that connection can be traced back to his early roles. As Troy, Zac embodied the sensitive jock, a character breaking stereotypes about masculinity, embracing emotion, and showing that strength can coexist with vulnerability. For many queer fans growing up, Troy wasn't just a crush. He was a symbol of what they wished masculinity could look like in their own lives. As Zac's career grew beyond Disney, his image only became more magnetic. Movies like The Greatest Showman showcased his Broadway-worthy charisma, while comedies like Neighbors leaned into his ability to parody his own heartthrob status. But it was Zac's off-screen persona that sealed his status as a queer-adjacent icon. Whether it was his willingness to joke about his sex symbol image, his bold fashion choices, or his playful openness to queer audiences, Zac built a brand that felt inviting, not distant. Then came the body transformation. As Zac trained for films like Baywatch, his physique became the stuff of legend, and the internet took notice. Gay Twitter, TikTok edits, and fan pages erupted with admiration, cementing Zac as a thirst trap for the ages. Yet instead of brushing off the attention, Zac leaned into it with humility and humor, often poking fun at the unrealistic standards Hollywood set for him. That self-awareness only deepened his appeal. Beyond the surface, Zac has also shown a thoughtful, introspective side. In interviews and his Netflix series Down to Earth, Zac has reflected on mental health, purpose, and the search for something deeper beyond fame. That authenticity has earned him even more respect from fans who admire celebrities willing to show both their highs and lows. Importantly, Zac's connection to the LGBTQ+ community goes beyond just admiration. He's been an outspoken ally, voicing support for marriage equality, LGBTQ+ rights, and using his platform to uplift marginalized voices. He's appeared at Pride events, championed inclusive causes, and shown that his heart is just as impressive as his jawline. While Zac Efron may not carry a rainbow flag, his impact is clear. He's expanded the idea of what a male heartthrob can be, offered queer audiences a blend of softness and strength, and proven that sometimes unexpected icons are the ones who shine the brightest. Drop a 2 if you were a High School Musical fan, or type legend if Zac's glow-up made you a lifelong stan. Joe Jonas, from Disney boy bander to queer-adjacent style icon. Joe Jonas has come a long way from his squeaky clean Disney beginnings as one-third of the Jonas Brothers. Back in the mid-2000s, Joe was the heartthrob in skinny jeans and Converse sneakers, making teenage hearts race with hits like Burnin' Up and Love Bug. But while the Jonas Brothers were marketed as wholesome, family-friendly pop stars, Joe has evolved into something far more interesting. A queer-adjacent style icon and unexpected gay favorite. Unlike some of his peers, Joe has never publicly identified as LGBTQ+, but his impact on queer fans is undeniable. Much of that has to do with how he's effortlessly blended masculinity and softness throughout his career. While his Disney image was rooted in boy-next-door charm, Joe has spent the last decade reshaping himself into a man who's not afraid to play with fashion, challenge gender expectations, and lean into a kind of soft, emotional masculinity that deeply resonates with queer audiences. Look no further than his red carpet appearances. Joe rocks nail polish, sheer shirts, bold prints, jewelry, and tailored suits that push beyond the standard pop star uniform. His fashion evolution has been celebrated across queer media, with many fans praising his ability to balance mainstream appeal with subtle queer-coded aesthetics. In a world where male celebrities are often boxed in by rigid definitions of masculinity, Joe's willingness to experiment feels both refreshing and quietly rebellious. But it's not just about the looks, it's about the attitude. Joe has long been a vocal ally to the LGBTQ+ community. Whether performing at Pride events, speaking out in support of marriage equality, or celebrating his queer fans online, Joe has consistently used his platform to uplift and affirm LGBTQ+ voices. He's acknowledged the queer love his music receives, and instead of brushing it off or distancing himself, he's embraced it with gratitude and warmth. Musically, Joe has also pushed boundaries. With his band DNC, Joe leaned into playful, funky sounds and visuals that felt worlds away from the polished Disney machine. Tracks like Cake by the Ocean became massive hits, but they also signaled a new, freer era for Joe, one where he could be goofy, sexy, and unfiltered, all while cultivating a fan base that extended far beyond his Disney roots. Behind the scenes, Joe's openness about topics like mental health, therapy, and emotional vulnerability has also endeared him to queer fans. In interviews, he's spoken about the pressures of fame, the challenges of growing up in the spotlight, and the importance of self-expression. Conversations that echo the experiences of many in the LGBTQ+ community who have had to navigate their own journeys of self-discovery. Today, Joe Jonas stands as a testament to growth, transformation, and the power of embracing your full self. While he may not identify as queer, his journey from Disney star to queer-adjacent icon proves that authenticity, empathy, and a little bit of eyeliner can go a long way. Drop a 5 if you've been a Jonas Brothers fan since day one, or type legend if you love Joe's transformation. Demi Lovato. From Disney, darling to fearless queer icon. Demi Lovato's journey from Disney Channel star to global LGBTQ+ icon is nothing short of extraordinary. Bursting into the spotlight as the bright-eyed powerhouse vocalist in camp rock and Sunny with a Chance, Demi quickly became one of Disney's most beloved young stars. But behind the scenes, their path was far from picture perfect. And it's that raw, unfiltered honesty that has made Demi one of today's most powerful queer voices. In 2021, Demi came out as non-binary, using they/them pronouns, later embracing she/they pronouns. A deeply personal revelation that sent waves of inspiration across the LGBTQ+ community. For years, Demi had been open about their struggles with mental health, addiction, and identity. But stepping into their truth as a non-binary pansexual person marked a profound moment of self-liberation. For countless fans, especially young queer people, Demi became living proof that it's possible to rewrite your story, no matter how messy the middle chapters. But even before publicly coming out, Demi's connection to the LGBTQ+ community ran deep. Songs like Skyscraper and Warrior became anthems of survival and resilience, resonating with anyone who's ever felt like an outsider. Demi never shied away from vulnerability in their music, and for queer audiences navigating their own journeys, that authenticity mattered. As Demi's career evolved, so did their advocacy. They've performed at Pride events, spoken out for trans rights, and used their massive platform to amplify queer voices. Whether on stage or in interviews, Demi has consistently challenged stigma around mental health, body image, and sexual fluidity, pushing back against a culture that often demands perfection from its celebrities. Their 2021 documentary, Dancing with the Devil, was a brutally honest look at addiction, trauma, and recovery. And it solidified Demi's role not just as an entertainer, but as a truth teller. Musically, Demi has continued to explore new sounds and styles, from pop bangers to raw ballads to rock-infused anthems. Albums like Holy Epic in 2022 embraced a heavier, unapologetic sound, reflecting both personal and artistic rebirth. For queer fans, watching Demi reclaim their narrative on their own terms has been nothing short of cathartic. Importantly, Demi doesn't present themselves as a perfect role model. And that's exactly why so many fans adore them. They're open about the messiness of self-discovery, the non-linear path of healing, and the ongoing work of living authentically. In a media landscape obsessed with labels and binaries, Demi stands as a powerful reminder that identity can be fluid, complicated, and beautifully human. Today, Demi Lovato is more than just a pop star. They're a fearless queer icon, a survivor, and a voice for anyone fighting to be seen and loved as they are. Drop a 3 if Demi's music has ever lifted you up, or type warrior if their journey has inspired your own. Dove Cameron, the Disney princess who became a queer powerhouse dove. Cameron may have started her career playing the ultimate Disney sweetheart, but today she's anything but predictable. Known for her dual role as Liv and Maddie on the hit Disney Channel show, Dove quickly became a household name, with her big blue eyes, angelic voice, and girl-next-door charm making her one of Disney's brightest stars. But what no one expected was just how boldly she would step into her power as a queer woman, transforming from teen idol to unapologetic LGBTQ+ icon. In 2020, Dove came out publicly as queer, later clarifying that the label queer felt most authentic for her fluid identity. For fans, especially those who grew up watching her on Disney, this was a groundbreaking moment. Dove wasn't just another former child star shedding her past. She was rewriting the narrative entirely, showing that self-discovery is not something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. Dove's connection to the LGBTQ+ community goes far beyond her sexuality. Her music, fashion, and activism have all embraced a fierce, boundary-pushing aesthetic that challenges norms and uplifts queer voices. Songs like Boyfriend became instant queer anthems, with lyrics that directly addressed same-sex desire with honesty and pride. The track didn't just top charts, it sparked a wave of representation that many young fans had been longing for. Visually, Dove has never been one to play it safe. From bold, gender-fluid fashion to edgy music videos, she's carved out a space where softness and strength coexist, where beauty defies binaries, and where vulnerability is its own kind of rebellion. Whether she's on the red carpet or on Instagram, Dove uses her platform to amplify queer aesthetics and remind her fans that authenticity is always in style. Beyond the music and the glamour, Dove has spoken candidly about her struggles with identity, mental health, and navigating life in the public eye. Her openness about anxiety, depression, and the pressure of fame has made her deeply relatable to fans, particularly queer fans who see their own challenges reflected in her journey. She's made it clear that being a public figure doesn't mean having it all figured out, and that's part of her magic. What sets Dove apart is her ability to weave queerness into every layer of her artistry, not as a marketing gimmick, but as a genuine expression of self. She's part of a new generation of queer stars who are unapologetically visible, challenging the industry to catch up and giving young LGBTQ+ people the kind of role models they once had to search for in the shadows. Today, Dove Cameron isn't just a former Disney star. She's a queer powerhouse, a voice for the next generation, and living proof that sometimes the most surprising glow-ups are the ones that happen when you finally step into who you are. Drop a 4 if Boyfriend is on your playlist, or type Angel if Dove's journey has inspired you. And there you have it. 5 Disney stars who didn't just grow up, they glowed up into unexpected icons for the LGBTQ+ community. Whether proudly out or simply embraced by queer fans, each of them has helped reshape what it means to be a star, an ally, and a symbol of authenticity. From soft masculinity to fearless queerness, they've shown that growth is powerful, and being true to yourself is the ultimate glow-up. Drop a 6 if you followed any of these stars since their Disney days, or type proud if you're here for their journey today. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight and hit that bell so you never miss a deep dive into the stories, icons, and moments that are transforming pop culture. See you next time, fam. Love.